Hello, Karen here from Emerging Soul Tarot with a pick a card reading. Take your time choosing, have a look what pile's calling for you. Be a reading on past, present and future. Timestamps will be in the bottom for pile 1, pile 2, pile 3 and pile 4. And I'll start with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. Let's have a look at what Spirit's bringing to you. First card I'm going to look at is the recent past or the past. You have grief. And for what's going on now, discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. And your near future, or the outcome is broken open. Jeez, difficult cards here. And I'll look at the chakra energy around to assist you, and that's number 33, Angels and Masters. I'll plot that there. And the archetypal energy is Damsel, so that's a sense of an ability to rely on yourself. I'll go into that a bit more. So pile 1, yeah, a real sense of a loss, clearly broken open, grief. Damsel, that can be that damsel in distress, that sense of awaiting rescue, you know, that's the archetypal energy, but that's here for you to assist you. Okay, so it can be grief from loss, and this broken open is loss. It's about the appropriate use of grief. So this grief can be from a loss of something simple as losing something sentimental to the loss of a loved one, either losing the relationship or you know, losing someone to death. Okay, but the message of this card is, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And here with this broken open, there's the same sentiment. You know that saying, you don't realize what you've got till you've lost it, but this is the sense of having your heart broken open. So I'm assuming this is a very recent thing, that it's something you are grappling with right now, this sense of grief and loss. But again, with this broken open card, there's a real sense of Spirit, you know, wanting to help you with that, wanting to give you insight into life, into relationship. I know in this oracle deck it's called the gift of grief, you know, that sense of being shattered, but you know, the sense also of that shatteredness opening your heart, opening you up. So yeah, it's quite a difficult read. The middle card is and what interests me about these two, they both are number 33. So you've got the soul star chakra, that's what's available for you for support. Okay, and this discovering your superpower, access 100% of your mojo. So I feel Spirit is saying with this, you may feel at the moment like that this damsel in distress, you know, you could be waiting to be rescued, and I'm getting a real sense that this is a loss in relationship, you know. So what I feel Spirit is saying is you have access to spiritual, to your higher self, to wisdom, to the all that is, really, to source, to bring some healing to that sense of grief, but also to give you a sense of the beauty of whatever it is you've lost, to add some value to it, to move you through that grief. I mean, discover your superpower. There's always a sense with this card, and it's from the Heroes deck, and I think it is a supreme ordeal. It's the beginning card of the supreme ordeal. But actually, as with this card, when you have these massive ordeals, especially when they are so painful, you feel that your whole life and your whole being's been shattered. There's a sense that you can discover within yourself things you never even knew existed there. Okay, so a real feel that Spirit's saying, I'm with you, you know, open out, go within, open your heart, and know that you're supported by things that are beyond you, things from the unseen. Okay, and the whole process will help you discover a courage and a strength that you didn't know you had. But the archetype around you is the negative, the shadow side, and it can always show up, is this kind of yeah, the damsel waiting for rescue. And this can be male or female, you know, it doesn't have to be the female, but this waiting for you, a knight in shining armor to come and rescue you. But this read is saying that actually within you now, this is the present here, you have everything you need within you, and by accessing spiritual realms, you have everything within you to move through this, to discover the beauty of what you've lost, to discover the lessons, to deepen into yourself, to deepen into compassion and empathy. It's not, the message of these cards is, it is not pointless suffering for you. It may be really difficult at the moment, but a real strong sense that if you dig deep within you, not wait to be rescued, but you will be shown how beautiful and healthy and strong and courageous that you are. So I'm going to dig a bit deeper with the tarot to get some more particular messages for you. But grief and loss is so difficult. It comes to us all, you know, and we wonder, what have we done? You know, why has this happened? Or we just, yeah, look. Or we're just so, you know, lost in the, oh, these cards are flying out for you, yeah, okay, okay. So we got the Queen of Cups on the recent path, we have death in the presence, and we have the Eight of Cups in the as the outcome, as they're moving on. Okay, so Queen of Cups, this denotes a beautiful energy, somebody who's really loving, giving, reflective, in tune with their intuition. So this can either be, oh, the grief card's fallen over. This can either be the person that you have lost, or you've lost a relationship with, or it can be you. But there's this sense of just beautiful energy, you know, this kind of, she's very reflective and masterful. Okay, then yeah, death. This is, it may actually mean literal death in the light of these, or it could mean you know, not something that's going to happen, but something, this is clearly something that has already occurred for you, pile one. So this is endings. So, you know, even if it's something beautiful and sentimental that you've lost, you know, an item. It's the end of something. It causes grief, that, you know, especially if it's a, you know, we've got a lot of value in that particular thing, but particularly if this is a person, a relationship that's been lost. It may be you've lost contact with someone, lost contact with your children, that something's gone on that has ended a good friendship, but it's clearly something that is, you know, broken you open. But with this in your outcome, there's a sense that Spirit is saying, you know, you will get to a point where you'll be able to kind of stack things up, your emotions, okay? You'll be able to use your intuition and to be able to level up, to learn the things that you need to open. It's under this broken open, you know, you're going to be endowed with an awful lot of compassion, empathy for others, with talents and abilities you're going to discover through this loss, you know, a beautiful ability that you can give out to other people. So it might be a bit of a dark walk for you, but this is a sure sign that you are all ready, or you're very soon to move out of a very dark place, you know. Because these are lessons, these are, you know, learning the lessons, discovering your own beauty and your own strength and your own ability. You know, you should if you've suffered that kind of loss, especially if it's through a beautiful energy like this Queen of Cups, and you're still standing, you're still moving through, then that's a superpower in itself, you know, it's strength. So we'll pull some more tarot for you, pile one. That wants to come out. Yeah, we've got victory there. We've got victory under the grief, so you're not going to be stuck within that grief forever. Grief is a process, you know, it's not a quick thing, it's not meant to be. These experiences, you know, are difficult experiences. We got the Tower under death, yeah, so something really difficult has happened for you, pile one. To have the Death and Tower, it may have been a shocking loss, you know, if it's a loss of relationship, you may have found that that person cheated on you, or the person left suddenly, you know, and you've been left in this kind of grief, and you feel broken open, shattered, and can't seem to find your way forward. But yeah, we got the Hierophant here, and under this broken open, this really is, you've got the guy walking away. It can be a woman or a man. You, pile one, you're moving on. It's a bit dark, it's under the moonlight, but the Hierophant is your inner teacher. The Hierophant is going to show you, you know, the beauty of the lessons, that when we have difficult circumstances, it's often, and it's very hard to grapple with, because we've had soul contracts with people. So those people weren't meant to stay in our lives. They were here to teach us the life lesson, you know, and that can be, you know, to find your strength. If you've got this archetypal energy, it may be that you've been quite a vulnerable person, that you feel you need another person to define who you are. But Spirit is actually saying you're extremely strong. There are gifts within you of strength, of courage, of all sorts of talents and abilities. And this situation of this sudden ending, this sudden loss that's left you like this, there's beauty, so much beauty to be found, you know. There's that analogy of the cave, you know, when we go into a cave, it's dark, it's the unknown, we don't know where we're going. There's that sense we want someone to come in, you know, the damsel, and rescue us. But actually, if we explore those feelings, allow them to wash over you. We can actually find the most beautiful jewels, these crystals, these gorgeous crystals, you know, they're found in very dark places. So I feel Spirit is saying to you, you know, there is so much potential in this really difficult situation for you, but there's a sense not to fall into that. I need to be rescued out of this. Spirit is saying massively clearly to you that you have everything you need within you. You don't need another person to rescue you. You've got gifts, and this situation is actually going to help you find those gifts. It's broken you open, and that's not always a bad thing. It's difficult and painful, but it's not always bad. Oh, there we are. We'll pull some more cards for you. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands. And you've got this beautiful balanced energy on the bottom of the deck here. So Spirit really saying to you, you know, whatever this is you lost, you may have thought it was the perfect person, your knight in shining armour, male or female, your knightess in shining armour. Yeah, you may have felt it was like all your wishes fulfilled, and you felt very emotionally fulfilled with this person in the past. And then came this loss, this sudden shocking loss of that person or that situation, and it's left you kind of, you know, like this, sort of stood at a threshold, looking, reflecting, saying, you know, what is this all about? But it's actually in this position, if you don't just jump to another relationship or jump to another person or whatever it is you do to relieve yourself from painful emotions and difficulties, if you self-reflect, if you spend some time looking at the meaning of this, where is the goodness in such loss and in that grief? What is it I can learn? What is it in me that I can pull from that kind of dark cave? You know, and these, there's the number two, which is like polarity of life. So, you know, this kind of beautiful sense over here in the recent past of having, you know, having your wishes fulfilled, maybe a relationship or a situation which was, you felt was ideal with you. And now you've had this loss, the grief, and you're kind of sitting there saying, well, what's it all about? There's all that love and it's all been taken away, and I don't know where I am. You're looking at the world not knowing. But this is here, you know, this tower moment, and all tower moments are actually moments where we can really find our true self, our soul journey, our purpose, and we can find things about our soul that are so powerful, you know, and so strong. We can find talents and abilities when we're put into difficult situations. We have to dig deep, and we find things within us that we never knew were there. So it's discovering your superpower. And the broken open, you know, the potential. Once we're open, there's so much potential. There's a moving on here, and you've got your inner teacher. So very shortly, you know, what's coming for you is a sense of, yeah, I understand, I can move on. I've listened within myself. I've tapped into the, you know, to the to the angels and masters. That's a spiritual, however your spiritual walk is. But I've tapped into that and I can see seeds. I've got a new seed of vision. I've got a new passion. I can understand what this was all about, and I am in a better position for having gone through this situation. Now, whether this is, you know, a little way up ahead, you will be moving into this. You may already be moving into this, and this is a confirmation for you. So I'm going to pull you a healing message, but you will move through it, Pile 1, you will, and you will be in a better position than you were before this situation occurred. You know, you need to have hope for the future, you know. This too shall pass. It all passes. It all develops and moves on. Yeah, you've got autumn leaves, you know, fall. There we are. Seek to enlarge your appreciation of the beauty of nature, animals and humans. So Spirit's asking you, even in this grief, you know, nature can be, I know it's cliche, but it really is so healing. It can help you see the cycles of life. And especially if you've lost someone, you know, through just breakdown, not just, but through breakdown of relationship or through death, you know, nature is extremely healing. So that's a kind of specific message to go out into nature, but to know it's all cycles and this will pass and you will be a stronger, better person for this experience. All right, Pile 1, lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2. Let's have a look what Spirit's saying to you. So in the recent past, you have loneliness. At present, you have afterglow. Land gracefully, and your outcome or the immediate future is quietening the mind. The energies that are supporting you now and into the future are soul healing, which is the soul star chakra. We'll put that there. And the archetypal energy that is operating around you is Father. Okay, right. Let's plop that there for a minute. Okay. Tune into these. Right, we'll start with Father. And this archetypal energy is somebody who can, you know, just like the Father, create life and support life. You know, and be a guiding light, whether within a family. This can also denote a leader. So you might be in management at work, and it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, this operates in both. You might be in a leadership position at work or within your community. But what it's saying is recently, in the recent past, you have felt this sense of loneliness. Now, if you're in a position of leadership, in whatever way and in whatever capacity, that can be, you know, it can create a sense of loneliness, because you have to take decisions that not everybody agrees with. You are trying the best for the collective often, so you're doing your best for the whole group. So if you're in a management position at work, this can be, you know, where you're having to make difficult decisions that are going to benefit the majority of people. But, you know, you have that judgment from others. Sometimes you're misunderstood. People don't understand the decisions you're making. And this can, you know, cause a fair bit of loneliness. But Spirit's saying here, you need to kind of grasp, and this is recent past, so you need to grasp that you are not alone. You may feel alone, but when you're in that leadership position, you know, you have your higher self, you have your wisdom, you have source energy, spiritual energy if you're on a spiritual path. So there's that sense of Spirit reminding you to tap into that, because there's the energy of soul healing. So if you've had to make, and I know what's coming to me at the moment is in this atmosphere we're in now, you know, people in management positions within the workplace have had to make some really difficult decisions, you know, because economically you may have had to lay people off. You may have had to do things and reorganize things in a way you know, that people don't understand and that you found painful. It can also be, you know, the sense of, you know, being a father, even actually being a father, and within your family making decisions that are difficult for your children. But there's soul healing. The other message that is coming to me as well is the sense that you may have been growing up under that shadow energy of father, which is control and domination. And this has made you feel very suspect of relationship, which has caused you a sense of loneliness. This card, which is what is happening now, is a sense of its afterglow. It's the Hero's Journey deck. So this is about landing gracefully. It's actually the return with the elixir. So I'm thinking, if you have been in any of those positions that Spirit highlighted, you are now in a time where you need to integrate the lessons you've learned, what you've managed to work through, what shadow energy, either from someone else or your own shadow energy, and you need time now to consciously integrate that. And the reason I'm saying is because your immediate future card is quietening the mind. So this is about meditation, or it is about being mindful. It's taking time out, even 5 minutes in the day, to quiet your mind, to listen to yourself. And it's going with the soul healing as well. So there's a sense that either your position at work or within your family has caused you this sense of loneliness, or that you have been subject to that shadow energy which has caused you loneliness. But you've learned a lot of lessons through this. You've healed a lot of things within you. So you've healed the sense of self-worth. You know, if that dominating or controlling energy that's been around, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your father, it can be within a partner or someone within the workplace. But a real feel here that you've learnt from that. But you need to integrate and allow the rest of the healing to come. And healing is not just healing from the dark stuff, it's actually integration is part of that healing. So, you know, really making what you've learned part of where you are now, allowing that healing to come. So we'll dig a bit deeper and see what the tarot is saying. Okay, so we got the Four of Pentacles in your recent past. We have the Page of Cups, and we have the Empress. Yeah, beautiful energy, people. So the four of Pentacles, this is with these cards and under this loneliness, there's a sense of you feeling you've needed to hold on to what you've got. You know, either your sense of self and your identity, because you've been subject to that domineering, controlling energy somewhere in your life, or because you're feeling in that position of where you're moving in that energy of father energy, of leading a group within your workplace or your home. So you're feeling you have to hold things very tightly to you, yeah, which has caused this loneliness. But you're in a position now with the Page of Cups where Spirit is wanting you. I mean, both of these are kind of looking like a kind of, you know, it's like Peter Pan energy. And the Page of Cups is quite a playful energy. It's an energy of learning, you know, about getting your emotion and your intuition lined up, but it's very playful. They're playful energies. So I think Spirit is saying to you, you know, learn the lessons, have the integration, but be playful about it. Don't allow it to be heavy. Don't allow it to take you back to that place of being cut off. You know, access people who can support you with your decisions and your role, or access people who can help you with that, integrating that healing that you've walked through. And then you have this beautiful abundant energy of the Empress. You know, this is Venus, so it's love, harmony, beauty. So in your quietening your mind, in your coming into yourself, you're going to find this real abundant energy about you. So that's lovely. So we'll pull a few more tarot for you. Oh, they're popping out. There we go. So we have the Ace of Cups, yeah, the High Priestess, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, beautiful energies for you. And Two of Cups on the bottom. Couldn't be better. Yeah, so there's this sense of progression that you've made. You know, you may have felt that you had to hold on to things and hold your position if it was difficult decisions, or really hold on to your sense of identity, and it made you feel alone. But you moved into this beautiful abundance. You started learning. You took the seed of a new cup, you know, this peace, this overflowing energy of emotional freedom. So you moved into that, and you know, right now, this learning, you're going behind the curtain. You know, the things that may have been hidden from you, the reasons for your loneliness, the reasons for your you know, your difficulties with other people, if you're moving in that leadership energy, are becoming clear for you. You're learning, you're integrating those hidden energies that have been at work, and you're moving into this beautiful energy in your near future of the Empress, but also the Six of Cups, which is about a giving and receiving. It's again a kind of playful, innocent energy. Can speak of nostalgia and, you know, the looking back onto childhood, but I see it with these cards as a real sense of balance for you coming in as you move into that soul healing. So we'll pull a few more tarot, and then I'll pull you a message card to wrap it up. But that's lovely. It's showing beautiful forward movement for you from the past into the present, and lovely outcomes there for you. So okay, so we have the Magician. You've been doing some magic about this loneliness situation. You've been bringing all the elements of yourself and your situation together, and you've worked magic there, and you've kind of learned to move on. Yeah, and you're moving presently into a sense of, you know, independent abundance, knowing who you are, not taking on people's negativity or sitting in a place of self-lack. And here, this is kind of the devil, is being tied to the material or being shackled to something. So this is in your immediate future, so there may be a sense that you need to continue making those good decisions that has brought you out. You may be tempted to kind of, we all do, we get some healing and we get tempted to go back to what is familiar, you know, because what happens to us, especially when it's emotional and it's hurt and pain and loneliness and difficulty, that can become a familiar pattern that we get tied to. But Spirit's saying, no, don't do that. Quiet your mind, you know, integrate all that you've learned through whatever this situation is for you, and choose to move forward in this beautiful, abundant energy. Yeah, so I'll pull you an elemental card to wrap up your reading for you, but it's very positive energy. Just watch for not going back into past patterns. I think that's the only kind of highlight Spirit's bringing to you in the near future. If you take time to really integrate, then, you know, integrate all you've learned, it's less likely you'll have a real strong sense of who you are and not take on other people's negativity. Okay, so you got Earth card, and it says this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. Yeah, so this movement from here to here, it may be that there's a new sense of you, you know, a new sense of independence and strength and self-worth. Yeah, so don't go back into that energy that made you feel lonely. All right then, pile 2, lots of love. Hello, pile 3. Let's have a look what Spirit has for you here. Okay, so we'll start with your recent past. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Your present, 39. How much good can you handle? Explore the upward spiral of grace. And 47, sacred reverence. It looks like a very spiritual read, pile 3. So if you're on your spiritual walk and you felt drawn to this pile, it's, yeah, the most spiritual. The energies around, yeah, look, the energies around you are third eye chakra, dreams. So this is an energy where it is telling you to plug into your dreams, pile 3. Take a journal to bed, you know, intend to remember your dreams. There's lots of ways of doing that, or you may already be into that. That Spirit confirming, you know, lucid dreaming, getting your guidance from your dreams. Third eye chakra. And detective archetype. This is about your powers of observation and intuition. It's about a desire to seek out the truth, and what I'm seeing there, she's got one eye, third eye. Okay, so yeah, very spiritual read, pile 3 for you. So in your recent past, you've got this balance card. So my sense of what Spirit is saying with this is that you have been working at bringing balance, you know, balance to your mind, your heart, so that heart-mind coherence, balance within your life, you know, with your body, with your work, just balance in all areas. Or you're in the, that's what you've been doing. You've been working for balance within your life, and particularly spiritual life. Right now, this is how much good can I handle, okay, and about exploring the upward spiral of grace. Okay, so there's a real sense that you need to hold on to, that there is more and more grace. There's not an end to that grace. You need to be in a position where you're not waiting for something bad to happen, or you're not waiting for an upper, you know, the glass ceiling to arrive type of thing. A sense that right now you're exploring that pour down of grace onto you, and the way that you can travel with that grace. It's a sense of real expansion, and a sense that Spirit is acknowledging the work that you've been doing, that seeking after truth, that intuition, but also the work you've been doing at your balancing. It's a real acknowledgement from Spirit that you're being honoured in that's acknowledged, that grace will keep coming if you're in that place. And then your outcome, or you know, your immediate future is this sacred reverence. The sacred it's a beautiful card, this. I love this. The key there between the hearted hands, you know, and the earth as a heart, there's this sense of having reverence, of having a sense that everything carries spirit. So, you know, the trees, the flowers, everything outside, everything has spirit within it. You have that awe and reverence. This is coming to you. If it's not already here, it's going to grow. That every person you come across, however they are, however they behave or present themselves to you, Spirit is saying you're going to learn to have that awe, reverence, that whatever their behaviour, they are a vessel for Spirit. So real opening out here, pile 3, is what you're moving into. Yeah, I think the thing that you've got to be, I feel Spirit is saying that with this detective archetype, yeah, it is the desire to seek out the truth, okay, but you've got to be careful about, along with this balance card, about not being completely in truth, in taking sides, in seeing one thing as good and another as bad, or one thing as true and the other as false. It's that sense of keeping yourself really open to all sides, and giving reverence to all sides of the coin, of you know, learning to hold that polarity. I think that expansion's coming there for you to be able to do that. But be aware that you can be caught at these times. You're actually vulnerable when you're in these growth spirals, you know, from, well, we all are, from our ego, you know, that makes us think the way we're going is the right way, and anyone who's not on that way is wrong. And that's not, this sacred reverence is knowing that Spirit is in all things, the things you agree with and the things you don't, the people you like and the people that you have difficulties with. There's that sense Spirit's wanting to bring that. So Spirit digs deeper with tarot for you. Okay. So we have the Tower, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting a sense then in the recent past you may have had that kind of Tower moment, that shock moment, either within your personal circumstances, or this kind of really bang wake up call in terms of you know, your spiritual life. So you may have had quite a shocking awakening or a shocking situation that pull, and it's often the way with a spiritual wake up, you know, this sense of something happening that just opens us out, and we think, boy, we've got to get some balance going on here. This is not good. So this is in your recent past, but there's kind of cause for celebration here, a real creativity and a sense of the feminine, intuitive, creative forces coming down. So I'm guessing you got that balance with your emotions. If you were in a difficult situation that brought you heartbreak, or you know, brought you into a place of feeling humiliated, or you know, being exposed, that can happen on an awakening. Whatever it was, you've moved from that into this place of celebratory, you know, and creativity. You may be feeling right now that this can't keep doing this can't keep being this good, especially if you've moved from this kind of really difficult place. It sometimes is too much to handle, because the expansion keeps coming, the gifts keep coming, the opening keeps coming, we keep evolving and moving and rising up. And so yeah, a real sense at the moment, Spirit is saying to you, don't put an upper limit on it, keep open, and don't be worrying that it's all going to fall apart, that you're going to go back to that difficulty again. I'm not saying that difficulty won't come, it always does, that's the cycle of life, but there's a real sense of this movement and not feeling that it's all gonna, you know, fall apart or go back to where you were, wherever it is you've come from to this place. And then we have the Queen of Swords, sacred reverence. So this for me is saying that you need to have that mental reflection as well as that emotional kind of creativity. Like there may be more balance needed that came in there between your emotions and your mind. So have the visionary intuition, but also use your mind to cut away anything that is stopping you having this sacred reverence. So I have a feeling Spirit's going to bring that. And as I say, keep note of your dreams, keep note of the guidance. Amazing guidance comes from dreams. Keep note of that, because Spirit is saying, you know, there may be a need to cut away, it may be situations or things within your mind, in order that you can have that kind of reverence for everything and everybody. That grows in us, but we have to do our work and cut away, you know, if we've got unforgiveness, if we've got judgment, if we see things as good, bad, right, wrong, these are the polarities that need bringing into alignment. So Queen of Swords energy there for you. Oh, and there's another one popped out. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So you've moved on there. There's a sense in the past that you may have had this kind of energy, this Seven of Cups. Kind of, you may have had a sense of judgment, illusion about your situation or about yourself that has been brought down. So yeah, something was exposed to you as illusion, which brought you into a place where you felt you needed to have balance for yourself and for your situation. And this may have happened really quick and transformative, especially within your mind, because you got the Knight of Swords there. And that's quite fast energy, but it's kind of a valor, it's a valiant, you know, the knight on the white horse, you know, your knight in shining armor. So it may have been that you had to work really quickly, or you're having to work really quickly to kind of keep up with this energy that has moved in. But Spirit is saying, you know, here's your outcome. It's one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, you know. It's the open heartness of a child, you know, many seeds of the sunflower and the sun. it's a beautiful card, and it is about, you know, joy, beauty, illumination. Yeah, so lovely cards for you, pile 3. Okay, so we just pull some more. But yeah, there's a sense of you could have, you know, you could have that energy of thinking it's all gonna drop, it's all gonna change, it's all gonna go wrong. I think Spirit's really saying no, just keep that balance. You've learned to find that balance, keep that balance between your mind and your emotions. Plug into Spirit, use your third eye. 2 of Swords, indecision. 2 of Cups, beautiful. And Temperance, yeah. Yeah, you see, again, these, for me, these are all balance cards. This may be where you were kind of not knowing, you know, blindfolded, moonlight, see behind you, not seeing where you're going, a sense of, you know, indecisiveness. And it may have been this illusion, you know, and this tower that brought you there. Or it may have been your indecision that brought that tower moment. But this is recent past. But now you're sitting in this beautiful balanced. I mean, this for me is a beautiful card of balance. You've got the masculine and the feminine and the Cardaceus. So this is Kundalini rising to me. This is about, you know, and with this, you know, the upward spiral of grace. This is a card of Kundalini. It's a card of balance, of the masculine and the feminine, of the polarities in life. So this is where you are at the moment, you know, in terms of it's probably been quite a fast process, I'm thinking. You may have been pretty shocked with it all. But this is still continuing, you know, you're either in or you're moving to presently a beautiful balanced energy, because here you have with the Sun, you have Temperance, yeah, patience. But this is, you know, again, 1 foot in the water, 1 on the land, which is about your material and your emotional, you know, and the ability. She's pouring, he pouring 1 cup into the other. This is a card of balance. The path of the Sun, can you see the Sun there? The path of the Sun. It's beautiful energy, and this is what's coming for you, pile 3. This is a lovely read. If you're on a spiritual path, then beautiful read for you. I'm going to pull you an elemental to wrap this up for you. Yeah, just keep that balance, and keep your expectations high, you know. Spirit will flow and flow and flow. Our job is to keep the polarities balanced, you know, do our work, understand our shadow, and have that reverence. Work towards having reverence for all things, including yourself, Earth. This Tower, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust it's part of the plan. Yeah, so if you're waiting for the shoe to drop, if you're questioning what's happening to you on a spiritual level, Spirit is saying, yeah, you had your tower moment. You didn't realise this was going to happen. It wasn't what you expected in your life, but trust it. It's part of the plan. Beautiful soul journey, pile 3 for you. All right, lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 4. Let's have a look what we have going here. Right, in your recent past, we have doubt. Releasing the need to know all the answers. In your present, you have 16, you're in great company. Pull back to propel forward. Interesting. And in your immediate future, you have a merry motive. They're interesting cards. Okay, and then your archetypal energy, which is the kind of energy around to assist you, is the rebel. This is really interesting. Yeah, this is the kind of person who challenges authority, the activist, the person who wants to see social change, political change, someone who rejects spiritual or religions which don't serve your inner needs. Yeah, so that's interesting energy you got going on, pile 4. And your last is crown chakra, the I am presence. So this is the energy that is here for you. So this is about seeking higher wisdom, which is interesting with all of these cards. I'll pop that there for now. Hopefully you can see it right. So in your recent past, you had this doubt. You may have come to a position, I'm thinking with this rebel archetype and with this I am presence, you may have been involved in, you could have been involved in the truther community online or some social activism. A lot of social activism been going on lately. But you may have come to a place in the recent past where you're doubting either the cause is the right thing for you, or you're doubting yourself because you've been called to social activism. This can also be writing or art, or it can be actual activism. But very interesting read here, because it's all about motivation. This, you're in great company. This is actually a card about people who are doing great things in the world, actually. But it's also that sense of their passion to go forward with what they're doing, but also the resistance within them. So that polarity, the resistance. And if you read anything about anyone, you know, who's made a massive impact, they've all experienced that, this kind of passion for the cause or the reason they're doing what they're doing, but that self-doubt and the doubt that they're on the right line. And then this merry motive, another one, you see, this card, this is for your, that's recent part, this is presence, and this is the outcome or future. But this is about knowing your own motivation and understanding what drives you to meet your goals and your passion. So it's about kind of like the momentum, that the energy and focus and attention you give it, how it carries you, yeah, that momentum, and the wisdom behind your intentions. And with that energy of the I am presence, this is about self-wisdom, divine wisdom. So knowing your motivation. So I'm guessing you've been in a position where you've been involved in some kind of movement, to do with truth, to do with standing for something or a cause, or it could be just standing for your own beliefs and your own spiritual development, standing for what you want. But it brought you into a level of doubt. But you need to know that that is all part of the process, and actually doubts are really good because they make us double check, our motivation. So all of these cards are calling you to continue with your passion, but to plug into your higher self, your higher wisdom, not to be, because the shadow of this rebel energy is someone rejecting legitimate authority. So you could be rejecting your own authority, you know, out of anger. So, you know, the rebel without a cause kind of attitude, or, you know, rebelling because of peer pressure or fashion. You know, everyone's on that, you know, everyone's on that boat, so I'll jump out. So these are cards that are really asking you to check out what your intentions are, to ensure that they're aligned with a greater purpose. And that authority, that is the only authority that we need to submit to, in that sense, our higher self, the higher wisdom, the wisdom of love, compassion and justice. But yeah, to be kind of checking your motives, but not shrinking back because you're doubting. Really interesting read, powerful, quite specific. The cards go together beautifully in this sense. So we see what spirit, oh, one out. Okay. Oh, gee, they're flipping out of here. Card 4. Yeah, gee. Okay, let's have a look. The Tower. Okay. Right. Okay. So this doubt, this sense of doubt, is a meant to be. This card it's air energy, the mind, so it's actually a mindful thing, and doubt often just comes through the mind, you know, through doubts about ourselves, about our situation, about what we're doing. But this is about a sense of betrayal or of being robbed from. So if you're within the truther community, or you're doing some sort of social activism, you may have come against this energy in the recent past, and you know, it's made you question your path, it's made you question your motives, their motives. Yeah, so that's in your recent past. But right now you're being asked to have strength. So the strength card is not just about courage and strength, it's also about integrating. So again, it's about looking at your motivation, looking about your passion, looking of all those things and integrating your shadow. You know, I think spirit is saying here, you know, make sure that it's a legitimate cause in the sense of your bigger purpose, your soul purpose, that you're not following out of anger. You know, I'm fed up of being controlled, so I'm going to go and protest, that type of thing. It needs to be a soul path, and needs to be, in terms of the collective, something you're doing out of a passion to bring peace, harmony, love, not as an angry reaction to perhaps something you see as being robbed from. So yeah, so a real sense of, you know, integrating, knowing what your own motives are. And in your near future, there's the Tower, and we clarify this a bit further, but this merry motive does talk about your intentions, you know, checking out your intentions, that those intentions are pure in terms of bringing love, justice, compassion. But the Tower card is a surprise happening. So it may be that you're moving through this energy, that something has happened within the community that you're either involved in or within yourself, but there's certainly a surprise. We'll clarify a bit further, because this is not past energy, this is future energy. So I'll pull some more tarot, pile 3, but definitely one of, you know, understanding what your intentions, your motives are, and making sure they line up. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Got another 5 here. Yeah, certainly the wheels turned, you know, it's moved you from that place of doubt that says I release the need to know all the answers. So you may have been through this thing, you know, where a situation happened, perhaps someone was exposed as not being who you thought they were within your group, you know, but the wheels turned, but it's turned to show that there's a lack there. There's a real lack. So this, you're in great company, and this integration, I think something has happened, or spirit appears to be showing, the cards appear to be showing, that when that wheel turned, it showed a lack and a sense of being left out in the cold. Yeah, maybe that this tower moment you're currently going for, this is the outcome as well as the future. It may be that this is what has happened, because the wheel turned and it's requiring that you integrate. You know, maybe whatever this situation is, someone isn't who they appeared to be, or something that you believed in and you fought for and you stood up for, that belief has kind of gone and you're doubting your passion. But spirit here is saying, you know what your passion is. If your passion is in line with, you know, compassion, it may even be a social justice issue that you've been fighting for, you know, that is a good thing. You're in good company if you're doubting your ability. You know, I just got this real sense that something has happened that really made you feel robbed. Yeah, and this may be that tower moment, you know, that you're currently in, but there's a sense that you're going to move on, you're going to equalize, you're going to get your emotions together, you're going to have a sense of intuitive breakthrough. Yeah, and with this, you know, you're going to plug into yourself. So this whole situation is going to make you be completely aware of your passion, of your own motivations, so you'll be able to face up to any part you had in this and look at your own shadow in that. But you'll be able to come out with a real sense of your passion, your mission, your soul purpose, your, you know, everything that you want to go for. But you'll have a clarity, and your intentions will be pure. They won't be rebelling and doing it just for the sake of doing it. You'll find your true intentions, your true soul purpose in this. So we'll just clarify a little bit more for you, pile 4. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles. We have strength again. You got to keep in your strength. You got to keep integrating, pile 4, because you got a double strength card, and you got the 8 of Wands, and you got new beginnings, new seed of passion, pile 4. Yeah, so I have a feeling this King of Pentacles was an energy that was kind of a bit overpowering for you. So it could have been someone within whatever you've been working for in terms of this social activism, you know, seeking out the truth, trying to find your own sense of spiritual path. But you've had a King of Pentacles energy in your past that has brought you that doubt. So somebody who's a bit overbearing, you know, somebody who seems to have it all together. So this may have been the person you looked up to, someone who seemed a master, you know, at what they were doing, that they'd mastered this kind of truth and knew what was going on in the world. But Yeah, there's a real sense of betrayal here that's coming out here, that's made you doubt yourself. But again, Spirit's saying integrate that experience, because that experience has come to you so that you can truly know your I am present, truly know who you are, truly understand your heartfelt intention. Yeah, so integrate that experience, learn from that experience, learn about the situation, the person, but also yourself, including your own shadow, you know, because it's a two-way street. But you have this beautiful Eight of Wands. This is messages coming to you. So you've got this Tower moment that's you're either going through, you feel you've been shocked, and you know, or there may be more shocking revelations to come about it, but there's definitely messages coming. But I believe, because of this I am, it's going to be messages that come to you, that your higher self, your sense of real passion, because as I said, that's a new seed. So you're going to have new seeds come to you through that message. I'm going to pull you a healing message card. Hold on in there though, because you're clearly a sort of passionate person. And if you've always had this kind of rebel activist, you know, someone who's passionate about social justice or a cause that makes it better for everyone, injustice, whatever it is, you know, if that's been with you a long time, that is probably one of your archetypes. Do a Google search and find out about the rebel archetype. It's interesting, you know. It's in some of our wonderful people, you know, like Gandhi, like Martin Luther King, you know, all these, Malcolm X, all these people who had amazing, you know, social changes. Right, okay, let's pull you a healing message card. Yeah, look, you are an I, okay? I am. Use this higher aspect of yourself to redeem your shadow aspects. Yeah. So this strength card is about integrating your shadow. If you've learned something about, you know, you're feeling really kind of let down by someone, and you feel that you've put your own energies and attention into something that is kind of not quite kosher, not quite a good thing, good, well intended, then this is asking you to just redeem yourself, redeem your shadow aspects, because we all learn, and sometimes we learn when we've trusted in things that are kind of not worth trusting in, you know. But yeah, beautiful energy, and there's going to be this wonderful sense of your passion, this wonderful new seed of passion that's coming to you. So all is not lost, pile 4. It has happened for a reason, and it's purifying and clearing out your shadow energies and giving you a broader perspective and a new passion, and that'll come soon. You'll be getting that soon. All right then, pile 4, lots of love. Bye bye.